Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back for our second day of our All About Animals writing. I loved reading some of your introductions yesterday. Some of you got some really great ideas and really made me want to read your story. So I can't wait for the end of this week to read your story. So, time to share my screen so we can get started. So, today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. And today we're going to be writing facts for All About Animal Writing. So, our learning target. I can write facts for my All About Animal writing piece. So before we get started, let's look back at our elephant. Remember, I'm writing about the elephant, you're writing about the zebra or the lion. So let's look back at the elephant graphic organizer that you completed with Miss Berry. Remember, Miss Berry did all the information for the elephant so that this week I could write about it. So I'm going to show you the graphic organizer that Miss Berry completed with you guys last week. And we're only going to focus on 3 today. So we're going to do 3 today and 3 tomorrow, just so it's not so much in one day. So we're going to focus on the elephant's appearance, habitat, and diet. Those are the 3 things that we're going to work on today. So you're going to need your graphic organizer for your animal. It should be in your Google Drive because you completed it last week with Miss Berry. I believe you completed it on Monday and Tuesday. So you're going to need to go back into your drive and you're going to need to pull up those graphic organizers because we're going to be using those graphic organizers to put it in our presentation. So I'll show you Miss Berry's. So if some of you forgot, this is what it looks like. So you're going to need to pull up this for your animal. So I have this one because me and Miss Berry worked together and we're doing the elephant. You should have yours done for the lion or the zebra. So make sure you go on your Google Drive. If you need help doing that, please reach out to me before this video. And you're gonna need to pull them up because we're gonna use them to do our work. So we're focusing on the elephant's appearance, the elephant's habitat, and the elephant's diet. If you notice, it's 2 different days. So you did this on Monday with Miss Berry, you did the appearance and the habitat, and then the next day you did the diet, the life cycle, and the adaptation. So we're gonna need the diet from that one slide. So make sure you pull up both. We're gonna look back to review. So my Savannah Animal Report, we worked on the elephant. So here is a picture of my animal, and my animal is a mammal. So this is just a graphic organizer. It gives you a bunch of details, but there's no sentences. So we're going to be taking these graphic organizers and we're going to be turning them into sentences, like a story. So here's a picture of my animal's habitat. It lives in the savanna. So here's pictures and details. So I'm going to be taking these details and I'm going to be making sentences, like a story. And then diet. Here's some of the food my animal likes to eat. So the elephants like to eat grass, twigs, and they drink water with their trunks, their long trunks. And my animal is an herbivore, so it only eats plant. Doesn't eat meat, doesn't eat any of that. So this was our planning page. You did all of this planning with Miss Berry last week so that we can take all of this information and turn it into writing. So that's why you worked so hard last week, because now we're going to be using all of this information that you already did all the work for, and we're going to be turning it into a story. So now I'm going to show you how we're going to use these graphic organizers to write information for each one of these topics. So I'm going to go to my slide. If you notice, I have 3 slides. So I have one for appearance, one for habitat, one for diet. So I'm going to be writing on each slide about each of these. So I'm going to start with my appearance. So you're going to need to go back and forth between this planning page that we're doing right now, this working one for me, and your graphic organizer. You're going to need to go like this. You're going to need to be able to go back and forth. So I would have them side by side, just like I have mine up here, and you're going to need to go back and forth. So make sure you have them right next to each other. So first we're going to start with the appearance. So here is a picture of my animal. This animal is a mammal. So I want to write something about this animal. So on each slide, we're going to have words or sentences. We might only have one sentence. So if you notice, this one only talks about the mammal, but I'm going to go into a little bit more details because by looking at the elephant, I can actually get more details about what it looks like. So I want to write my sentences first, and then I'm going to put a picture. So I'm going to start with this one. My animal is a mammal. It's right here. You just move this to the correct place. Remember when you did this with Miss Berry. So I'm just going to turn that into a sentence. My animal is a mammal. Okay, so that's all from that slide. I'm actually going to take this picture. So this is the cool thing about doing this stuff online. You already inserted most of these pictures on these, so I can just copy. Remember, if I go down to my mouse and I right bottom click on that mouse, I can copy this picture that Miss Berry put on here, and then I can go back to my slide over here and I can paste it. So I can use the same exact picture that I used. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Put it over here on the side. So, animal is a mammal. So I want to write a little bit more about the elephant. So I want to talk about maybe its size, what it looks like. That's the things I want to include. So an elephant is big. They have 4 legs, 2 big floppy ears, and 2 tusks. So that's a little bit more information about my animal. If you notice, I put it on the side and I put my picture on the side. So you can do it where you have the words up here on the top and the picture on the bottom, or you can do it like this, side by side. So I'm going to, remember yesterday I said I was editing as I was going. I want to make sure I don't make it too big because I don't want it to run into my elephant. So my animal is a mammal. An elephant is big. They have 4 legs, 2 big floppy ears, and 2 tusks, which is their big white, you might call them teeth, but they call them tusks. So that's just a little bit more information about what an elephant looks like. So now that one is done. Now I'm going to move on to my habitat. So I'm going to need to go back to my slide and I'm going to click on my habitat. So here's a picture of my animal's habitat. The habitat my animal lives in is a savanna. So savanna. So I'm going to go back to the slide and I'm going to write a sentence. Elephants live in the savanna, which is kind of like a desert. So we're doing all the work from these pages that we already, remember, I'm going to go copy this picture. I'm going to put it on the side just like I did my last one. Over here. So elephants live in the savanna. What does a savanna really look like? I want to include a little bit more information. Savannas are dry like the desert. They do not have many trees or grass. So remember, I'm going to make this a little bigger. Move this over a little bit. So I'm editing and writing at the same time. Okay, so just included a little bit more information because if I go back to my graphic organizer, it's just very simple. So I want to make sure each page has at least 2 to 3 sentences. So make sure you at least have 2 to 3 sentences on yours. So elephants live in the savannah. Savannas are dry like the desert. They do not have many trees or grass. So I give you a little bit more information about the habitat. I give you a little bit more information about the savannah. So now I'm going to go on to their diet. So I'm going to need to go to a different slide. So if you look at your slide from 6-2, so the one that you did last Tuesday, you're going to need that one. And you only need the very first one, so diet. So here is some of the food my animal eats. Grass, twigs, they drink water from the trunk. So I want to include that. And down here, my animal is an herbivore. So I'm going to start with this bottom part. My animal is an herbivore. So an elephant is a herbivore. They only eat, and if I forget, I can always go back to my graphic organizer. Grass and twigs. They only eat grass and twigs. Elephants also, I want to include something about the trunk, so let's go back. Drink water with their trunks. Drink water with their trunks. So if you notice, I have some red. I can always go and make sure that I spell them correctly. If there's red squiggles on there, it means you spelled them wrong. And I can always just go back. That's the good part about the computer. You can know what you spelled wrong because there'll be red underneath. And you know, I type super fast, so sometimes I spell things wrong too. It's okay. So an elephant is an herbivore. They only eat grass and twigs. Elephants also drink water with their trunk. So if I look at this page right here, there's no pictures. So I want to go and maybe include some pictures. So an elephant is an herbivore. So remember, if we go to our insert image, search the web, I can search for the pictures I want. So they eat grass and twigs. I want to find a picture of some grass. That one looks nice. Way too big. I don't need a big picture like that. So grass. And then maybe I want to find a twig. Twigs are another word for sticks, if you didn't know. Okay, so I have grass, I have twigs, and then maybe I want to see if I can find a picture of an elephant eating. Elephant eating. Ooh, look, this one looks nice because they're up there and they're eating the leaves and the twigs from the tree. So now we have a cool image of my elephant eating these things. Okay. Make this black. Okay, so now I want to go back and reread. An elephant is an herbivore. They only eat grass and twigs. Elephants also drink water with their trunks. Okay, so I've included appearance, what the elephant looks like, habitat, where they live, and now their diet, what they eat. So that is all on one page. Okay, so now I did it for the elephant. You're gonna go onto your Google Classroom and you're gonna do it from the same animal that you started last week. So if you did lion, you need to stay with lion. If you did zebra, you need to stay with zebra. Whatever animal you wrote your introduction about yesterday, that's what you're gonna pick. So you need to go into your Google Classroom, your Drive, your student Drive. I'll show you how to get there. So if I'm on Google, this is what yours looks like. So yours won't have an A up there, we'll have whatever initial yours is. So if your name is Christopher, you're gonna have a C there. So if you click here on all these Google apps, you'll see something right here that says Drive. So if you click on your Drive, it will pull up your Drive. Mine looks completely different because it's all teacher stuff. But your stuff, all your stuff that you have created or that you have done should be down here. Should all be listed here. This is teacher stuff, so it doesn't look the same. Yours will look different. See, if you look, I just did this. This is why this is in my Drive now, because I just completed it. So your Google slides, these slides right here that you worked on with Miss Berry last week, they should be in your Google Drive. You're going to need to pull them up in order to do today's lesson and tomorrow's lesson. So in your Google Classroom, when you go for Tuesday 6/9, you're going to click on your Google slide and you're going to work on the appearance, just like I did, appearance, their habitat, and their diet. So make sure you go and get your graphic organizers from your Drive first, and then you can go onto Google Classroom and do your assignment. All right, boys and girls, I loved working on it with you. Tomorrow we're going to finish writing all the facts for the elephant, and then on Friday we're going to actually start putting a whole story together, and we're going to be done with writing. So sad. Okay, friends, I can't wait to see what you did. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Do not hesitate to ask or email me or anything that you need. All right, boys and girls, bye.